Hey everyone, Jake the Sports here, and today I'm coming at you with a pre-Thanksgiving surprise episode of Jake's Takes, where I give you my takes on a bunch of sports, mainly college football. Yeah, let's get right into it. So this is gonna be posted on Wednesday, right before Thanksgiving, but I'm also coming out with an episode on Thanksgiving. Um, this episode is going to be an interesting episode. It's basically going to be me giving my thoughts on the playoff and just over the years, just the playoff and have they gotten the teams right, what they stand for, and if they got that correct, and just my thoughts on expansion. If you're an old Jake the Sports subscriber, um, my oldest still public video. I mean, you can find all my videos; they're just unlisted. I just wanted to clear out the channel a bit, but if you go back to my oldest, um, still public video, it is me talking about an 18 playoff with a super squeaky voice. So if you want to check that out and make me embarrassed, go do it. Just click oldest, filter oldest videos on my channel. It'll be the first one that pops up. Um, but yeah, um, back then I thought that 8 teams was correct. I'm gonna tell you what I think now. Now, um, and I will tell you right now, it has changed. It has changed. So, buckle in, people, cause we got a wild ride today. Oh, and one more thing before I get into it. There will still be a Thanksgiving edition of Jake's Takes. That's going to be going over the latest playoff poll and how big North Carolina is for Notre Dame and their path to the playoff. Because I'm just going to let you guys know we're not losing another game if we beat North Carolina in the regular season. That is. The ACC championship's a whole nother ball game. I'm not going to stay on this tangent, but just know that this episode right here is just a bonus episode, because I really don't have anything to do right now. I'm on Thanksgiving break, and yeah, I just thought I'd pump out some episodes. But yeah, this is more like of an overarching topic in college football, and tomorrow's video will be recent stuff, stuff that's going on now. So yeah, let's actually get into it now. All right, so for all you recent college football playoff fans, you know, you guys are just used to the college football playoff, and that goes for me too. I'm not gonna pretend like I knew what was going on back in 2012 and 2013. 2013 when Florida State won the national championship. I'm not gonna pretend like I knew what was going on then. I'd be about 7 then. I had no clue really what even football was. I really only started paying attention 2015, about a year into the playoff. So I'm not used to the BCS national championship or any of that stuff. Yeah. So this is just gonna be about the playoff. I mean, I know BCS. Can people think maybe we should go back to that system? Um, I I really don't think so. This is just a beginning topic because I'm mainly going to be talking about the playoff. But for anyone who thinks the BCS national championship system should still be in play and we should still use it, which I really don't think as many people. I'd say under 5% of college football fans believe that statement. What would happen? Take last year for example, okay? And there was a BCS national championship. Let's say you had the top two teams that were in the playoffs that year. LSU and Ohio State were both 13-0. You're telling me you're going to leave a 13-0 Clemson, who's dominated their schedule, out of the playoff? No, you can't. And guess what? Clemson ended up beating Ohio State. You just can't. You can't. You know what I mean? You can't leave a team like that that's so good out. You just can't. I've been over this several times, but in my opinion, it was really a 3-team race last year, and I think that's pretty obvious. Oklahoma never had a chance. They might as well have just made it a 3-team playoff, giving LSU a bye, in all honesty. But, yeah, you can't leave a 13-0 Clemson team out like that, out of the playoff, or out of the BCS National Championship. And they got lucky that never really happened. It was a lot more chaotic back then. It's not as chaotic now. A great example, 2007. 2007 has been probably the craziest year in college football. And even when I was 1 year old when that happened, I look back on it now and I see all the teams that were up there. I mean, you got Cal, Boston College, West Virginia, Missouri, Kansas. That was crazy. That was nuts. So I just want to go back to those days when it was crazy, and I'd love to see a 4-team playoff then. And somehow we ended up with LSU and Ohio State that year. It's like when all utter hell breaks loose, we still get 2 blue blood powerhouse programs, and I really want to make a video on it, but I'm really starting to get sick and tired of blue bloods dominating college football, where there's only like 6 teams that actually have a shot at the championship every year. One of those is starting to include Notre Dame. This year we could win it all. But obviously I want my Irish to win every year. I mean, is that even a question? But I mean, real talk. We need more teams competing for a national championship year in and year out. And in my opinion, I don't agree with the 8-team system. Still, I've changed my mind. I think College Football Nerds made a great video on it. But yeah, in my opinion, I got a very interesting dilemma for you here. Okay, let's get it. So here's my dilemma on the topic. I think we should expand. Absolutely. I think we need more than 4 teams, but I think 8 is too much. When it's getting to the point where there are 3 lost teams coming in to the playoff, I don't agree with it. And I used to be in the majority, I think, of college football fans that not only want an 8-team playoff, but in my opinion, the playoff I used in that video was the most popular and the one that people thought was the most efficient. And I'll go over that now. So here's what it was. It was 8 teams that make the playoff. All 5 conference champions, all 5. 2 at-large bids, and 1 group of 5 team. 1 group of 5 team. And I don't agree with that anymore. And there's a few reasons why. So I know it's unlikely, but it's still a possibility. A 5-loss Northwestern team, I'm pretty sure it was 5 losses, if not 4, a 4 to 5 loss Northwestern team, say they upset Ohio State in the Big Ten championship game. Are they seriously going to get a spot? Come on. Well, according to the auto bid system, they'd have to. I know they didn't win, but once you're at that point, say you're a crappy team, you win a crappy division. Once you're at that championship game, anything can happen. And they could have won. So it's unlikely, but that's a scenario that you always run through that I think is tough. And there's other reasons. I go check out College Football Nerds video on that. It's a great video. Completely changed my mind. And I'll tell you the system I believe in. That is 6 teams. has 6 teams total, no automatic bids, not a single automatic bid. Um, but the dilemma with people who don't like 4 teams, they're saying, well, you, you can't get all Power 5 teams in with the 4-team playoff, and I completely agree with that. A 6-team playoff can do just that, along with have one team that didn't win their conference that was really good, or even a group of 5 team that dominated their schedule and deserved a spot in the playoff. It's a great system. And I really agree with pretty much all of it. It's basically the 1 and 2 seeds get byes. Then the 3 plays the. I'm trying to think. Yep, 3 plays the 6. And then. Is that right? Yeah, 3 plays the 6, and then 4 plays the 5. And the winner of the 4-5 game would play the 1 seed, and the winner of the 3-6 game would play the 2 seed. I think it's a great system. I think it really is. I think having 8 teams, adding 4 more, is just a little too much, because you're gonna have teams with 3 losses that really don't deserve to be there, get there, and it's just a waste of time. It's just a waste of time for a team like Alabama, who's clearly better than a 3-loss. I don't know, a 3-loss team. And it just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. I just think the 16 playoff is vastly superior, and really the only thing I disagreed on in that video was having the games being played on the campuses. I think that's way too much of an advantage. That's way too much of an advantage. You have to. It's going to be played with bowl games. I think that's just the smartest decision. And yeah, I think that's the smartest decision. And you'll have more of those near six bowls being played in that playoff. So you'll get. I know the 18 playoff makes it so each near 6 bowl will be played, but you'll rotate. It'll probably go by a two bowl rotation, where you'd be playing. You'd have your bowl host a playoff game, a 16 playoff game for probably 2 years, and then the third year you would it would just be a regular bowl game. I think it's a little problematic, but they'd figure something out. Honestly, I just don't think it makes sense to me anymore to have an 18 playoff. But it's not going to change. I think by 2025 we will have an 18 playoff. It's my opinion doesn't matter. And they're going to listen to the vast majority. And honestly, that's what I think they will eventually go to. I think what the playoff will go to is an 18 playoff with every Power 5 champion getting in, 2 at-large bids, and then 1 group of 5 bid. The best group of 5 team, the highest ranked group of 5 team, gets an automatic bid. And that's another thing. And what if there's like a 23 ranked team out of the group of 5, and what if there's a ton of really good group of 5 teams? What do you do there? It's very problematic. But I can see them absolutely doing that group of 5 bid as well, just because, they have a group of 5 bid going to the near 6 bowl every year. So it makes sense. It really does. That's what I think they'll go to. I don't agree with it anymore. It just doesn't make sense to me. But that's my thought on playoff expansion. So thank you guys for watching. Here in Jake Does Sports. This is episode 2 of Jake's Takes. And yeah, the Thanksgiving video about North Carolina, Notre Dame, and the most recent playoff poll will be coming out tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. I know this episode wasn't usually that long, along with the first episode, which wasn't very long. I want to make these at least 30 to 45 minutes, the next episode should be pretty long for you guys. So stay tuned. And of course, I'll see you guys later here on Jake Sports. Signing off. Stay tuned for Thanksgiving. And of course, happy holidays. And hope you have a big, big dinner.